Hello everyone, welcome to Aving Host Listen. Today, I'm excited to talk about San Tai Zi, a beloved Chinese deity known as the guardian of children. Many people even keep a statue of San Tai Zi in their cars for protection. This story-chilling level is at 1 star out of 5 only. Subscribe to see the max chilling story. Let's dive in. Historical background. San Tai Zi, also known as San Tai Zi or the Three Tai Boy, is rooted in Taoist mythology. He is often depicted as a youthful figure embodying the innocence and purity of children. Legends. One popular legend tells how San Tai Zi intervened to save children from harm during a plague, showcasing his protective nature. Another story recounts how he guides lost souls, ensuring the safety of the young and vulnerable. Symbolism. San Tai Zi is typically portrayed as a young boy, often wearing traditional clothing adorned with auspicious symbols. He may carry a small staff or a peach, which is a symbol of immortality. Meanings of symbols. His youthful appearance represents innocence and the hope for a bright future. The staff symbolizes guidance and protection, while the peach signifies health and longevity. Worship and rituals. Common practices. Families often create altars at home dedicated to San Tai Zi, offering food, flowers, and incense. It's customary to pray for the safety and well-being of children. Festivals and ceremonies. During the Lunar New Year, many rituals are performed to honor him, inviting blessings for the year ahead. Specific ceremonies involve lighting incense and reciting prayers, emphasizing gratitude and protection. Let me share a real-life chilling story that highlights this belief. There was once a truck driver who was navigating a particular road at night. Suddenly, a thick fog enveloped the area, causing him to slow down. As he drove cautiously, the fog began to turn a strange green color. Alarmed, he pulled over to the side of the road and turned on his hazard lights. As he sat there, he noticed a figure in the distance wearing a black shirt. The figure started to drift towards him, and to his horror, he realized it had no facial features. Fear gripped the driver. How could this be happening? He had San Tai Zi, the guardian of children, with him in the car. In a panic, he quickly turned to check the statue he kept in the passenger seat. To his horror, he saw that the statue of San Tai Zi was covered in a grocery plastic bag. As he removed the bag, he looked back at the figure, only to find that it had vanished into thin air. The truck driver let out a sigh of relief, grateful for the protection of San Tai Zi. This encounter reminds us of the powerful presence San Tai Zi holds in our lives. Whispers from the Beyond. Now I'm going to share a ghost story based in Taiwan, or real-life experiences. I'll be narrating this as if I'm the male lead, so you'll hear it from my perspective. I have a spiritual sensitivity that allows me to see things others might miss. Recently, 2 unusual events have stood out to me. The first happened while I was working the night shift at my company, which was preparing to open a new outlet. On that particular night, I was busy loading goods into the delivery van when something extraordinary occurred. As I was working, a ghost suddenly appeared in front of me. She was wearing a green shirt and an ancient flowered skirt. I was so startled that I felt like I'd been shocked. Unwillingly, I let out a cry. "You scared me." In that moment, the ghost's expression shifted, almost as if she was surprised that someone could see her. Slowly, she drifted away and disappeared. I brushed off the encounter and continued with my tasks until my shift ended. But just as I was leaving, I heard a faint voice say, "Sorry." To be honest, I was trembling. It was the first time a ghost had ever apologized to me. I simply replied, "It's okay, see you." This experience reinforced my belief that if you respect spirits, they will respect you in return. Now, let me tell you about a stranger ghost in my house. I live in an old 3-story bungalow. The first level is a factory, the second is my living space, and the third is a storage area. Our home often has spirits coming and going, but they've never caused any harm to my family, so I generally ignore them. However, there's a young child who seems to linger on the roof. I often hear the sounds of running, jumping, and even the distinct clatter of marbles. I'm certain it's not the sound of water dripping. One night, as I was trying to sleep, I heard the child running around on the roof. Frustrated, I called out, "Stop it. Have you been playing all day?" The noise abruptly ceased, but then something strange happened. The lights in my room flickered on. I thought to myself, "Fine, if you want to play, go ahead. I'll ignore you." Just then, I started hearing a dripping sound nearby, reminiscent of a horror movie. It dripped slowly. Dip, 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 dip. I counted 5 drops. Thinking there might be a leak, I considered getting up to investigate. When I sat up and looked around, the floor was dry. Confused, I scanned the room and noticed a dark shadow in my peripheral vision. I turned to look, and there stood a young boy. His whole body drenched and wearing an old-school uniform. His eyes were unsettling, empty sockets staring directly at me. I looked at him, and he looked at me. Time seemed to freeze for a moment. Then, I decided to turn back to my bed and try to sleep again. Not even 3 seconds later, I heard a whisper in my ear. "Do you want to help me?" Startled, I opened my eyes wide and turned around, but there was no one there. The boy had vanished. I couldn't believe what had just happened. Wow, this is bold, I thought to myself. The ghosts that typically linger around my house never dared to engage with me like this. They usually kept their distance. Why was this one different? Determined to find out more, I decided to visit a temple the next day to ask about the situation. The high-level monk listened intently as I shared my experiences. After a moment of contemplation, he revealed, "There are 2 young boys in your home. The one playing marbles on the roof is the spirit of a child your mother aborted years ago. She never properly performed a ritual for him, so he's been waiting for reincarnation but hasn't had his turn yet. He wishes to return to your mother, but she can't conceive again." I felt a wave of sadness wash over me at the monk's words. I asked if he could help with this situation. The monk smiled kindly and said, "Of course, I would love to help him find peace." He continued, "The boy in your bedroom, however, is your great-great-grandfather's brother. He drowned, and no one knew what had happened to him. Everyone thought he left the house at a young age. He doesn't want to reincarnate as he's unsure of his fate. He's simply floating around, waiting for a chance." I was puzzled. But if he doesn't want to reincarnate, why did he ask me for help? I questioned. The monk shook his head and didn't offer any more answers, leaving me to ponder the mystery. A couple of weeks later, my dad shared a dream he had. In the dream, a small boy was trying to enter our house's deity statues, which struck me as strange. I told my dad everything that had happened, and together we decided to consult a Chinese priest for assistance. The priest arrived a few days later, bringing offerings and a sense of calm. He began a ritual in our living room, invoking the household deities and the spirits of our ancestors. As he chanted and burned incense, I felt a palpable shift in the atmosphere, like a warm breeze passing through, comforting yet powerful. He spoke directly to the spirits, acknowledging their presence and their need for closure. He called upon the spirit of the boy playing marbles, offering him a chance to move on and urging him to share his message if he had one. As the ritual continued, I could feel the tension in the room ease, the flickering candlelight casting gentle shadows around us. The priest's words echoed in my mind. "You may be the key to unlocking his message." When the ritual concluded, the priest turned to me with a serene smile. "The boy has accepted the offering and is ready to move on. But remember, if he has something to say, it may come to you in a dream or a sign." That night, as I drifted off to sleep, I felt a sense of anticipation. What could the spirit want to communicate? I wondered if I would receive a sign. In the days that followed, I noticed a profound change in our home. The unsettling sounds and shadows vanished, replaced by a comforting stillness. It felt as though the spirits had finally found peace, allowing us to breathe easier. One night, I had a vivid dream. In it, the boy appeared again, smiling. He pointed toward a box in the attic that I had never noticed before. When I woke up, I felt an urgency to explore the attic. I climbed up to the 3rd floor and found an old dusty box tucked away in a corner. Inside were letters and photographs, memories of my family's past. Among them, I discovered a heartfelt letter from my great-great-grandfather, expressing his longing for his lost brother. I realized then that the boy's request for help wasn't just about his own unfinished business. It was about connecting family ties that had been severed by time. By bringing this to light, I could help heal an old wound in my family's history. From that day on, I took great care of the deity statues, ensuring they would continue to watch over our family. The experience not only helped the spirits find peace, but also deepened my connection to my family's legacy. Thank you all for joining me on this eerie yet fascinating journey into the world of San Tai Zi and the spirits that sometimes linger just beyond our sight. Whether you believe in these encounters or not, they remind us of the mysterious and unseen forces that may be watching over us. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and share your own thoughts or ghostly experiences below. And as always, keep your statues uncovered, and until next time, keep it real.